Hello there, welcome to part 22 of my Clone Wars analysis series. In today's video we'll be examining Hostage Crisis, Season 1, Episode 22. The goal of this series is to unpack the Clone Wars animated show and look closely at its themes, characters, and politics. As always, there will be spoilers as we're covering the entire episode and series. That said, let's jump into it. Hostage Crisis is the finale of Season 1 in which Cad Bane and a group of bounty hunters infiltrate the Senate building to get hostages and free Zero the Hutt. While this happens, Anakin is inside the building and his relationship with Padme is being explored by the writers. As Season 1 touched on their relationship in both the Malevolence arc and in the Blue Shadow Virus arc, this episode thematically concludes the season by giving some hope for their marriage and by introducing the threat of bounty hunters, which are a big motif in Season 2. The quote for the episode is, "A secret shared is trust formed." The secret the episode is underlining would be Anakin and Padme's marriage. It's not something they disclose to other people, and will be the downfall of the Republic in due time. While Hostage Crisis is the finale of Season 1, when it comes to the episode's chronology, it belongs in Season 3. It takes place between evil plans and the hunt for Zero, Season 3, Episode 8 and 9 respectively. The arc is about Cad Bane freeing Zero the Hutt from prison and the conclusion of Zero's storyline and character. I've made a simple flowchart to show the time frame as things such as Season 2's finale connect to the arc through Aurra Sing, who is then hired by Zero to kill Padme in Season 3, Episode 7. I'll address chronology throughout the analysis when necessary and bring up the flowchart for reference. Cad Bane parks at the Senate building and basically just walks right up to it. His plan is ambitious considering it's the heart of the Republic and has intense security. His direct approach is a bit different from his stealthy approach when breaking into the Jedi Temple, and while that can be deduced to the Temple Guard being a bigger obstacle than the Senate Commandos, the direct approach here shows massive confidence and that badass bounty hunter vibe. Bane's character is very unique. He's one of the Duros species, which is first seen in New Hope's Cantina. He wears a large hat, which is reminiscent of Western gunslingers and sheriffs, and Star Wars has always had connections to Westerns. It also kind of gives him an Indiana Jones vibe, but he's an antagonist instead of a good guy, using his varied skill set for evil things. As he's the primary villain of Season 2's premiere arc and reappears throughout the show, he's a pretty important character, and this is his introduction. Before he can be cuffed by the Senate guards, they are sniped by Aurra Sing, who is in the nearby tower. Aurra Sing is a heartless bounty hunter and a fan favorite from extended Star Wars content. I remember reading books with her in it as a kid, and here she is in the Clone Wars with that same cruelty. She first appeared in The Phantom Menace overlooking the pod race with her sniper rifle, so this elevated sniping tower seems like a natural introduction for her character. When it comes to the chronology of Hostage Crisis, Aurra Sing should be in prison. The episode Assassin has her try to kill Padme because Zero wants revenge on Padme for imprisoning him in the Clone Wars movie, and in Assassin, Zero is still in prison. As Zero is broken out of prison and promptly killed during the Hostage Crisis arc, Assassin must predate it. In the episode Assassin, Aurra Sing is apprehended, but here she is, free roaming and killing people, so there's a potential plot hole, but with her abilities it is believable that she could have escaped prison or have someone help her get out. In the Obi-Wan Undercover arc, Cad Bane mentions that he breaks out of prison all of the time. Cad Bane has a few commando droids on his team. While I'm unsure about the chronology as Hostage Crisis is basically a Season 3 arc, it's likely that the Holocron heist arc has already taken place and Bane has worked with the Separatists before. Perhaps his work with the Separatists is how he has a few commando droids in his possession. Regardless, commando droids have the ability to modify their voice. This was shown off in Rookies when they first appeared. When Senate security tries to contact the dead guards outside, a commando droid uses his voice changer to tell the Senate that it was just protesters against the war. When it comes to the Clone Wars overall, I'm very interested in the public opinion aspect. Later, there'll be an actual protest at the Jedi Temple against the war, so references to protests at the Senate building, even if they're false, suggest that it is believable and an actual occurrence. Palpatine's orchestration of the war helps him look like the hero when he publicly ends the conflict. Inside the Senate building, Anakin is in Padme's office. The secretive nature of their relationship is highlighted with his first few words. He says he's supposed to be on a meditative retreat, but he's going behind the backs of the Jedi to see his wife. He expresses the desire to act like a husband and wife, not like a senator and Jedi. He's showing frustration. This desire is suppressed within Anakin throughout the entire war, and is one of the points that would suggest Anakin is being enslaved by the Jedi. Regardless, the Jedi's code is emotionally challenging for him, and when Padme is in danger, he is unable to ask them directly for help. He only speaks to Yoda vaguely and not directly out of fear. He doesn't even formally disclose his relationship to those closest to him, like Obi-Wan and Ahsoka. They have to piece it together themselves. Palpatine is the only one who really directly addresses Anakin's relationship with Padme to him, and thus is the one that Anakin looks to for help. Padme is reluctant to go away with Anakin for 2 weeks. She is focused on her work as a senator. Her objective is to protect the Republic and protect those who can't protect themselves. What she speaks of addresses the political actions in the Senate that help the war, and the military actions of the Jedi that help occupied people, such as Numa in the Ryloth arc. Padme's motivations stem from witnessing the war more firsthand than most politicians. She was there when it started, and knows personally what it's like to have her world invaded and occupied. While her love is important to her, Padme always seems like the character that prioritizes their work first. Anakin says that their work is ideals and that nothing is more important to him than his love. Sometimes in the analysis videos, like for Dooku Captured, I bring up the notion of the Jedi's lightsaber being one's life because of the episode implying it. However here, I don't have to do that. The episode and Anakin directly reference Obi-Wan's statement of, "This weapon is your life," and Anakin reaffirms that it is his life as he gives it to Padme. She sets it down as they kiss, and Anakin giving away his lightsaber kicks off the plot for the episode as Cad Bane can freely take over the Senate, and him giving his lightsaber to Padme demonstrates the dangers of his love for her. A lightsaber is symbolic of a Jedi. Palpatine even calls it a Jedi's weapon in Return of the Jedi. And by giving it to Padme, it is symbolically showing that he would trade the whole Jedi Order for her. When Senator Organa and C-3PO arrive at Padme's office, Anakin has to hide. The secrecy of the relationship is reiterated with this scene. One may wonder where the Senate guards are. Their shifts are changing, and while all of them are in their locker room of sorts, Cad Bane throws a thermal detonator inside, thus crippling the Senate's security. More of his squad have also infiltrated the power room, so he has total control of the Senate building, access to doors, lights, and everything else. Bane's knowledge of the Senate building and swift moves stem from evil plans. This episode's Season 3 prequel, where he gains information on the building from R2. Bane's squad trapped the senators, including Padme, in a lobby where they intend to use them as hostages. One interesting note from the chronology aspect would be Aurra Sing trying to kill Padme before this, but pays no mind to her now. Aurra was hired by Zero to kill Padme, but Bane and consequently Aurra are now hired by Jabba to free Zero, and as bounty hunters only care about money, this plot hole is decently patched. Bane shoots an uncooperating senator down without hesitation, showing how objective and cold he really is. He calls his squad his co-workers, which is a funny detail, but another focus on his objective nature. While the other senators are subdued, Padme starts whispering up plans and strategies to escape the situation, as being held at gunpoint is just another day for her. Cad Bane uses his hostages as leverage for telling Palpatine to free Zero the Hutt from prison. If Hostage Crisis was merely a segue into Season 2, it would be believable that Palpatine would witness Bane's skills in infiltrating the Senate, and then hire him to infiltrate the Jedi Temple because of this. However, as Holocron Heist and all of Season 2 likely precedes this chronologically, that's probably not the case, and Palpatine is on the receiving end of the bounty hunter he previously hired. While Bane questions Padme's youth and looks, she notices Anakin, which distracts Bane and reveals his presence to the bounty hunters. Bane says, "Skywalker," after him. If this precedes Holocron Christ, Bane would be characterized as having knowledge of the Jedi, or knowing the Republic's generals, but it's more likely, as this is basically a Season 3 episode, Bane and Skywalker were enemies throughout Season 2. Anakin has to engage without his lightsaber, and more so avoids the enemies and contacts Palpatine to formulate a plan. Bane is satisfied to find out that Anakin is unarmed, and Padme discloses to Senator Organa that she has the lightsaber, showing that she trusts him more than the other senators, and overall this is a very fitting detail as Organa will raise Leia, her daughter. Palpatine complies with Bane to free Zero, but threatens him. However, these threats feel empty as he has worked with Bane before, and even if Holocron Christ is later on, which I doubt, Palpatine works with Bane later. Dooku, and probably by order of Sidious, hire Bane to kidnap Palpatine in the Obi-Wan undercover arc. Bane has tremendous skill as a bounty hunter, and his skills can benefit the Sith, not just the underworld characters like the Hutts. Aurra Sing brings in Anakin to Bane's satisfaction. He says, "Not so impressive without your lightsaber," which would cement Holocron Heist as proceeding this chronologically, and Hostage Crisis definitely just belongs in Season 3. Bane could have killed Anakin here, but bounty hunters aren't zealots. For the most part, they are objective and focus solely on the job at hand. Bane does this by setting up a laser field around the senators as insurance, and departs as Zero has been freed from prison. These lasers allow the bounty hunters to get away at the threat of killing the senators, and Padme has to return Anakin's lightsaber to him so they can escape this bomb. At the conclusion of the episode, Padme calls Anakin a Jedi, and Anakin happily calls her a senator, which resolves the issues they were having at the beginning about wanting to be husband and wife. All along, their relationship has been defined by their jobs. In Attack of the Clones, he is her Jedi protector more than anything. In many episodes throughout Season 1, Padme is doing her job as a senator, and he is doing his job as a Jedi. In many ways, this is their normal, and while it is secret between them, they accept it for the time being.